Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to the Art Crew. Today we are going to go over exactly how we remove our watercolor paper from our board once it's been stretched and we have finished our painting. So let's get started. This is my finished painting, and to remove it from my board I'm going to need either an X-Acto knife or a utility knife. I personally really like this tiny utility knife, so that's what I will be using to remove my watercolor painting from my board. And one of the methods to do this is to slide it under the gummed paper tape to release it from the board. I personally hate this method. It's really hard to pull up, so you will rarely see me use this to get my pieces off. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to find the edge of the paper underneath the paper tape, and I'm going to lightly score the paper tape with my blade, making sure not to press too hard and damage the board underneath, but just enough to separate that sheet of paper from the tape. And I check this by lightly lifting it up with my fingers, making sure I can get them under. Now that that is finished, all I have to do is go all the way around, making sure I get every section lifted up. This does not have to be perfect, because what I tend to do is once I've finished, I go around the edges and cut them clean with a pair of scissors. Now, unfortunately, gummed paper tape does not come off very easily with water and can actually damage your piece, so your two methods after this step is to either frame this matted or to cut the image free from the gummed paper tape, following that edge really precisely. I am planning to matte this piece, so I'm going to leave the paper tape on just as it is now, which is absolutely fine. So our final step is to remove this annoying paper tape from our board, and to do this we need a clean sponge and some warm water. What we're going to do is you are going to scrub it into the paper tape to saturate it. You can let it sit for a little bit, it'll make it a little easier to pull off, but don't worry if it pulls off not in a clean sheet. It will all come off with a little bit of TLC. I like to use a straight razor for this. It's the same one I use for my palette to clean it off, which is why it has some paint on it. And I gently scrape it across the surface, being very, very careful not to push down into my board to leave dents. And I'm working it all the way through the tape until I can rip that tape off in a clean strip. When I do this, I work the full surface and then use that straight razor towards the end to get any of the little bits off. I also like to keep a paper towel close by to wipe off any extra water and residue. And voila, there you go. So now you know exactly how to remove your watercolor painting from your board without damaging the painting or the board itself. Now, in a few short weeks, I will be demonstrating how we frame watercolor pieces, so stay tuned. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Or if you'd like to see more art education videos or stuff from my own practice, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you so much for watching, happy painting, and I look forward to seeing you next time.